1570 KMCD, time for Chamber Talk here on this Monday morning. Every Monday morning, we reserve time for the Fairfield Area Chamber of Commerce, get an update on some of the things happening this week. We look back at the previous week as well. I do want to remind you to sign up for Chamber Chatter. It comes to your email box every Monday morning. Gives you a quick overview of some of the things happening throughout the community and with the Chamber of Commerce. And again, you can sign up by emailing the chamber at fairfieldiowa.com. Anytime you want, you can log on to fairfieldiowa.com as well and give them a call, 472-2111. They're happy to answer questions with the addition of Lindsay in the studio or in the office. Makes things a little easier, doesn't it?
Yes, I'm not having to do it all. Not that my board was not fabulous and stepped up too, but there's just a lot of office stuff, and that phone rings so much.
I need an assistant.
We should all have an assistant.
We should all have an assistant. I don't know what they would help me with, but I need an assistant.
I need an adult most of the time. But.
Yeah, I do need adult supervision most days. My mom got me a T-shirt for my birthday a couple of weeks ago, and it said, like my mom always says, "What's the hell's wrong with you?" Anyway. Chamber Chatter. It comes to your email box every Monday morning. I opened it up this morning, and one of the things I noticed is you actually have a business after hours coming up on Friday of this week.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm used to seeing those mid to later in the month, but Moxie is actually having something, right?
Yes, and it is a Cinco de Mayo celebration with Moxie margaritas. So it should be a really great time. Yeah, we decided this year, rather than making it that third Thursday, that if whoever wants to host it, you can pick any day of the month. And so they wanted to do something Cinco de Mayo, and I thought that sounded like a lovely idea. And so 4 to 7, there'll be margaritas. They'll have some trainers there to help you to talk about nutrition. They'll have some of their folks who do the workout stuff there. They'll probably let you work out and try it out. There's always great food, great fun, and great people.
Drawings for giveaways, everything's happening.
Yes.
For those of you who do not know, Moxie is located at, is it
like
50th?
Yeah.
50 North 9th?
Yes, but it's right across from the Family Video.
Yeah, the family video there in that newly remodeled building.
It's such a beautiful space.
Yeah. So again, that is coming up Friday, 4 to 7, a Cinco de Mayo celebration, business after hours, Moxie Boot Camp. Food, finance, fitness. And speaking of foods, one other thing that caught my eye on the Chamber Chatter this morning was our friends at Indian Hills at the Fairfield location this week is hosting on Thursday, a week from this Thursday on the 9th, a food truck frenzy.
Yes.
Now, this is a lunch and learn event from 3 to 6. And if you've ever thought about starting up and operating your own food truck, they are going to have people on hand to kind of walk you through the processes of the things that you need to know.
Yeah, so we're partnering with Indian Hills because we know food truck season's right around the corner. And Fairfield has a ton of entrepreneurs who have great ideas trying to figure out how to make it a thing or a place or a whatever. And so we thought this would be great to bring to Fairfield. They do them in Indian Hills, a Tumwa location fairly often. So their chef will come out and talk to you about the basics of having a food truck, like not over planning, making sure you have the right amount of space. There'll be people on hand to talk about the food safety, fires, the fire chief, and all of those types of things. And then we'll plan to have a couple food truck people come and talk about their experience in getting it up off the ground. Some of those, what happened, that warn those others who are trying to make it happen.
I'm going to say this. I've talked with Terry Baker a number of times, and there are so many great events that happen in downtown Fairfield. We were talking this morning about the Live on the Square Summer Concert Series. It's going to get underway in late June. There'll be 4 concerts this year, but our friend Lindsay over at the Fairfield Arts and Convention Center has their summer concert series. There's movies in the park. There's lots of great opportunities, and I know that they would like to see more participation from food truck operators for some of those events. And the Travel Fairfield will actually subsidize your vendor fee with the Fairfield City Hall if you want to do that. You can contact Terry to learn more about that. I mean, the fee to set up your food truck is nominal. They get the license for the particular day, less than $10. But to help to spur that on a little bit and get more participation, contact travelfairfieldiowa.com.
A lot of times those fees are more to make sure that you have all the proper licenses.
Right.
We've talked about the city potentially having like a sign fee. So you come and you pay your $5 or $10 so that we can make sure we have a sign ordinance,
Right.
and your sign can't be ugly or misspelled. And once your business is gone, you should take your sign down.
Speaking of ugly, don't forget that Fairfield Media Center videotapes this, and that's not for you, ladies.
I love you. Thanks, Steve.
It's
okay,
for me.
I know it's Monday.
It's
I'm looking
me.
dreadful.
It's me, the best back of the head in radio. But anyway, you can learn more at Fairfield Media as well. All right, let's go back in time. The annual awards banquet was held on Thursday evening. I saw some of the pictures. Warner does a fantastic job, our photo laureate of Fairfield. But an overview of the evening, and then we'll talk about your Citizens of the Year, which one of them has joined us today.
Absolutely. So it was a great time. We had about between 350 and 375 people. Some people sneak in a different door and don't register, so we're working on making sure that everybody registers next year so we can get a proper head count. The food was amazing. All the way around, people talked about it. They had 4 food lines, so the food went much quicker than normal. The bar lines never got out of hand. We had all of the free beer separated from the cash bar. I really feel like we've almost got it completely dialed in to be a perfect evening. We ended at 9:05 on the dot, you have to add that we gave a special little shout out to our MC Johnine Parker, who is a president-elect of our board, and our current president Denise Hall wanted to honor her. So we probably would have been early, but we threw that in, and it was worth every minute.
Yeah, always a great success is the annual awards banquet, and of course it all culminates with the Citizens of the Year award. Pete Tollinera was selected, and he'll join us in the coming days and weeks.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
A couple weeks from now.
And then the other is Lori Fry, who I've had the honor and pleasure of working with for the last several years as a member of the Carnegie Foundation board. But she is in the studio today, so I'll let you ladies take it over.
Thanks. Good morning, Miss Lori.
Good morning.
So are you still in shock, or has it sunk in?
I'm pretty much still in shock. Yeah.
I wasn't sure you'd come because when I told you, right after they told you, your eyes were so glazed over. You were so overstimulated. And then I was like, and so I thought, I'll text Brittany because Brittany was the one who helped make sure your family was all there.
Yeah, she's a sneaky one.
So you had a lot of letters of support. You help a lot of organizations in town. So talk about some of the things that because I know you're one of the quiet behind the scenes, and our Citizens of the Year traditionally do not like to talk about themselves because that's how you become a Citizen of the Year. But I want you to brag on yourself for a minute. Tell me some of the places, because Carnegie is one of them.
Carnegie Museum Foundation Board, I've been a member of for 10 or more years probably, and I really enjoy that. It's very exciting right now. A lot of good things are happening with the museum. And in the past, I was involved with the Booster Club. I've stepped back from that a little bit. And our church, Word of Life Lutheran Church. Mm-hmm. But really, I just jump on the bandwagon of something that's already going on. Like when my kids were in school, it seemed natural to help in the concession stand and do booster work. And church things are just natural for me as well. And the museum has been in my life long enough that it seems pretty natural too. So
and conservation, which is probably directly related to Brittany, of course, but right. You've helped quite a bit with conservation.
With things along the way. And again, it's really my family and friends that have got me involved in things. So
one of the things in your letters of support that really struck my heartstrings was, I believe maybe even from Brittany, and someone else wrote about it, how you've brought your children along and taught your children the importance of volunteering. Because as a mother who also makes my children volunteer until they figure out that it's important and start doing it on their own, that's not something that's taught as much anymore.
Yeah. I think maybe somebody said that the other night, and I thought, I don't really remember telling them they needed to volunteer. I grew up watching my parents volunteer, absolutely, and it just seemed like a natural thing. So looking back, I don't really think I remember saying you need to get involved in things, you need to volunteer. So
you are just the perfect role model.
Well, no. I just do what I can do, and
Lori Schaefer-Wheaton, who introduced you,
mm-hmm,
even sprung some tears, which made me spring some tears. I loved when she said, I can't keep this person's name quiet for 3 pages. So Lori, it's you. And then she went on. It was just precious.
Right. Well, I thought I knew who she was talking about, and it was not me. It was not me. And I love to hear Lori speak. She's a wonderful public speaker, and she's a person that I admire and look up to. And so I was just really engaged in what she was saying. And the first couple sentences, I thought, oh, I know who she's talking about. And, I know this gal and da-da-da. And then when she went off script and said my name, I just, the rest of it was just a blur. So
the photo is fabulous. Your mouth literally dropped open and your eyes are like plates. You were just so shocked.
I honestly was. I've never been so shocked in my life about something.
And it was so wonderful. So I usually go out to make sure the family knows, about when we're in there. And I was going out to get them, and I looked at the kitchen, and here they are sneaking around the corner to hide behind the curtain. And every once in a while, the curtain would open, and you'd see little kid eyes, and you'd see a parent close the curtain. So you were still in shock, and I said, "Hey, Lori, look over there."
Yeah.
And your whole family was there.
Our whole family, except one grandson and daughter-in-law, that were homesick, and I hated that they weren't there because they're a big part of our family. But I know from past experience at these banquets that the family surprises them, but I wasn't there yet. That hadn't registered. So when I was on my way up to the stage, I saw them all standing there, all those little girls with roses in their hands. So anyway, it was a really special moment. So.
And Werner got a lovely family photo of you and all of your little babies.
All have our eyes open. Nobody's crying. It was good.
It's perfect. I've done photography to get that many littles all poked the right way, looking the right way. There's some training in that.
Well, that's past their bedtime, so they may have been beyond it. But anyway, very, very sweet.
So if you could give some advice to someone in Fairfield who wants to get involved, what would you tell them?
Well, reflecting on the evening, I really enjoy those banquets because you see and hear of all the good things that are happening in our community. And a lot of it is under the radar. It's just people doing what they do. And so, and that was what it was for me, whoever crosses my path at whatever stage in life, I just like to help people. And that's an easy way to get involved. And then, people are always needing people to help them. So it doesn't take too much to find it. And the blessing is that it's a lot of fun. I've made, new friends. I've worked with family and old friends that are still really dear friends. And we've just had a blast over the years. So I feel old thinking, that much time has passed in my life to be involved in so many things, but it's wonderful. So I would just say, get out there and enjoy it.
Steve, she's pretty awesome.
Yeah, she mentioned that she's met a lot of great people along the way. Unfortunately, she's also met me.
Yeah, well, you're right up there, Steve.
Oh, no,
You are fabulous.
No.
You are a future citizen of the year.
No, I've got a Susan Lucci streak going that I'm oddly fond of. Okay, just throw that out there. No, very deserving, and it is fascinating. We talk about it every year about how it's the ability to keep it quiet always fascinates me.
Yeah,
it takes a lot of work and run around to get the family organized and make sure the right person in your family who's maybe the chatterbox doesn't know till the last minute.
Right. But also you're reaching out to so many people. I heard you ask before you went on the air if you'd like to see some of the letters, because it's not just one letter of recommendation or a suggestion. There are a lot of letters that come in that spout the pros of why someone should be Citizen of the Year.
Absolutely. And it's a lot of work. It really is. So now's the time to start for next year, because honestly, you have to get all these people coordinated to write these letters of support. And the more information you can put in there, the more places that they touch that's not related to their job. Because in her spare time, she actually has a job. Like a real job, right?
Yeah, I do.
You're an interior decorator.
Yep.
And I hear you do a lovely job.
Oh, well, thank you.
Laura, let me ask this question. This is something I saw, at least in my experience over the last 30 years. There were a lot of the same people in a lot of the same volunteer situations, but I thought, well, that was kind of sad, because it was the same people doing, just different groups moving the meetings here or there. But we're actually seeing a lot of younger people come in and get involved in some of the community projects. I think that's a good sign.
It
You know,
is.
like 15 years ago, like I said, it was, you know, if I was on 4 boards, 70% of those boards were all made up of the same people. So
Right, exactly. I think people are starting to see the value of investing, especially in a small community.
yes, and a community such as Fairfield.
Right,
So.
absolutely.
Well, I know I said it earlier, but congratulations on such a great honor.
And now she gets to turn on the Christmas lights.
Oh, yeah.
Her grandkids were so excited about that.
That's that's going to be the highlight.
That
for
will
sure.
be the highlight? All right.
Absolutely.
Well, again, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Want again to remind you, there's a business after hours on Friday. Moxie is where it's at. That's at 50 North 9th Street here in Fairfield, across from the former Family Video Store. That's from 4 to 7. It's a Cinco de Mayo celebration. They're going to have a nacho bar and some desserts, including probably a margarita or two. You can learn about what they do and socialize as well. Anything else?
I'm too tired to remember.
Alrighty. That was our Spotlight program here on this Monday. Just again, a reminder, sign up for Chamber Chatter. Email the Chamber at fairfieldiowa.com. You can also log on to fairfieldiowa.com anytime, 24/7, and get the information that you probably need. 8 minutes for the top of the hour. We've got a quick break, and then we have markets around the corner. CBS News, top of the hour here on 1570 KMCD Fairfield.